Is this better? You guys hear me on the mic now? Is that a go? Yeah, awfully quiet. Yeah, I get the jokes, everybody. It's you get the jokes. So let's try it now. Can anyone read? Very funny, Mike. Very funny. Very funny. Um, so let's. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Thank you very much. I appreciate all the comments, guys, and it's easy to punch the big kid. I get it. Okay. I don't know what's going on with the audio. I do apologize. You know, I'm a perfectionist, and when things go wrong, it's not good. But apparently, we're loud and clear now. So I do apologize. If you knew what I'm doing to try to get this set up, I'm actually substitute teaching today in my off-season job, and I brought my gear with me to work, thinking we're going to have some breaking news. And I guess it's just not working with the Wi-Fi here. So I do apologize. My bad. So what you missed in the open was, it's been a while. I miss you guys. Been a while. So yes, you guys can be loud and clear. Thank you very much. Got you. Again, I apologize. Yeah, again, I messed up, guys. I messed up. I make mistakes. I'm sorry. It's been a while for me. I'm glad you guys are along. Again, I've missed all of y'all. There's a lot to talk about, but I want to give you the breaking news. The hot stove, as you've seen here and there, it's kind of warming up a little bit. But this one I thought merited a pretty big announcement. Just if you've seen our Facebook page, you've already seen this. But I thought I'd come on and give you that. Also give you a chance to ask some questions and comments. I've been debating about getting the show going again because we're in that, that dry dock off-season mode. And there is some things to talk about. The American Association had some rebranding yesterday. I'm going to give you that as well. And I'm sure with the news out of St. Paul, you folks will probably have some opinions on that as well. And just to really kind of get back in the mode again, we're going to get Joe on in the next couple of weeks. We've got some exciting things. I'm going to go and tell you this before I give you the breaking news of the day. We have some really exciting things on tap. And I mean really exciting things. This is not just Dan throwing something against the wall and hoping it sticks. We have some really fun stuff planned for you guys. So happy holidays, happy December, happy hot stove, happy. Glad to see everybody as we close out. Yeah, been too long, Mike. I missed you guys. And it's great to see everybody again checking in. And I will get those comments on the screen in a moment as well. And I will take your questions. Let's jump into what I want to talk about first. And you may have seen this already. And it's funny because I'm watching my video here and my audio, my mouth are not. That's Brian Ellington. Brian Ellington signing with the T-Bones today. Now, why is that huge? Well, first off, Brian Ellington is one of my students walked into the classroom. Brian Ellington, a couple of reasons. There was a stretch last year in Kansas City, and I mean last year. When I say last year, I mean 2019. That's the last time we played. there was a stretch in 19. There was no better arm when he was in the association from about it was July 1 until he was summoned to Seattle in late July. We were in St. Paul, as a matter of fact. And he also was the winning pitcher in Joe Calpietra's 1,000th win. He figured heavily in that game as well, but signed by Seattle. Former big leaguer, Marlin of note, time with the Red Sox. But I'll give you those numbers in just a moment. I thought I had a bigger picture here, but the picture I was trying to download was, again, I'm in a school Wi-Fi, so that may be part of the reason why. But again, kind of bouncing in and out. But this guy threw as hard as anybody, was as dominating as anybody was in 2019. I can recall Joe even telling us a couple of times prior on the pregame show, prior to him signing with Seattle, this guy was ripe for affiliated ball again. So Brian Ellington will be back. A little bit of the mix here, if you do some of the reading, last year, obviously, he would have been in the mix in spring training when things got shut down, in the taxi squad thing as well, but it affected guys in different ways. There weren't as many jobs in AAA, and really, quite frankly, it's a chance for a guy to get back in game shape again. I would expect, and my odds are to tell you this now, while he's going to be huge for the T-Bones going forward in 2020, he'd be my odds-on favorite for the first guy to be picked up and have his contract purchased once again when we get going in 2020. Again, Dan Vaughn with you on the Steakhouse. That's the breaking news there. First off, Morgan actually posted a few moments ago, and it's a little better post here, and I'll go ahead and put that up for you guys, but there's actually a good post here she put up, and I'll just kind of read what she wrote up. We signed for Major Leaguer Brian Ellington, played in 2019, was purchased by Seattle. Here's Joe's quote, by the way. We're excited to have Brian back for the upcoming 21 season. He was a key member in turning our bullpen around in 2019, which helped us capture our division championship, and that's manager Joe Calpietra, of course, the T-Bones. It's weird because I'm talking about last season, but it really was last season for us because we didn't play in 2020. But that's the news right there. So Brian Ellington is back. Numbers for him with the T-Bones, and just quickly run over those. I've got those here for you. This is incredible stuff, okay? In KC, he pitched in 12 games in 2019, got a save. He struck out 15, only walking 2. Now, remember, the bullpen had some walk issues. It all changed when Ellington came along. I think that, his influence as a leader, as a guy to kind of be a sounding board helped, and it really just trickled down. The bullpen walks went down. As Joe mentioned, the bullpen solidified in that tail end of 19. He allowed the one earned run in his entire time in KC, and that came on the 11th of July of that 19 season. He finished out going 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, 8, 9, 11 consecutive innings of scoreless baseball. He pitched only in 13 for Kansas City, but they're all dominating in relief. Again, and only the walks only happened just a pair of times. I mean, the guy was phenomenal. Again, striking out the 15, and I'm able to type the innings here too, because I've got his innings in his total. Yeah, here we go. Struck out the 13 in 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 innings. So a strikeout, almost a strikeout per inning actually was a strikeout for inning, 15 strikeouts. But Nate, good to see you, buddy. Mike and Karen and Brian and Brad and others, Aaron out there, Ray, Nate, who am I seeing? Corey, Michael, Kenny, good to see you too. Everybody out there, I missed you guys. Glad you guys are along. But again, the news, Brian Ellington has been re-signed with the T-Bones and Joe Calpietra, and welcome him back. And that's good news to get him back in the fold again. So welcoming Brian Ellington back. And again, questions, comments on that, I'm here to take those for you for a short post-lunchtime edition here of the Steakhouse. Okay, that's good stuff. Again, I mentioned the breaking news. I guess you put this up here too. There you go. There's the breaking news. There's your breaking news right there, your breaking news graphic. Because I knew this was probably going to happen today, and I had kids in and out of class most of the morning, and I was kind of thinking, okay, I should get ready, but then I would get distracted again, so I kind of scrambled to get this ready for you guys. And it's funny because, usually during the season, we're going and doing the show every week and every day. It's all like that, but kind of dusting off the Kansas City kit, the Kansas City jersey, and kind of unwrinkling it a bit and getting everything kind of going. So we had a little bit of a rough start there, but I do apologize with that. Again, questions on the Ellington signing. In case you missed it, and I do have the roster. I don't know if I can get that on the screen for you guys, but let me go ahead and give you the updated roster. In case you missed it, I will read it to you. And I've got to actually update it a little bit further with this here in a few moments. Give me just a second here. There we go. The updated roster looks like this for Kansas City. And you may have missed this already, but the most recent additions were the transactions. Carlos Diaz was added on the 11th of November, the lefty, back into that bullpen, a great piece, and a hard-throwing lefty. Dang it. You throw your closer right there into the mix already. You've got your back end set up already before we even get 2020. Ramsey Romano, who played some time down in that Sugarland Constellation League last summer in the 2020 season. Ramsey and his versatility, he is back. And the T-Bones also claimed Eric Manoah Jr. back on the 29th of October. Remember, Eric was traded to Texas in the 19 season, pitched down there, and then when Texas did not, basically that franchise folded, all those players were dispersed. He is a referee, was claimed by Joe and the T-Bones, and he'll be back in the fold. The young man out of Florida went to Rice University, and was really coming on strong for KC and for Texas in 19. We'll see him back. T-Bones also exercised the following contracts: Dylan Baker, Frank Duncan, a pair of right-handers, Jordan George, who had a pretty good run of it with the Winnipeg team last year in the association's shortened run. Jamison McGraney, who was the closer at St. Paul, he was exercised as well. Roy Morales, the All-Star, will be back as well. A.J. Schagel, who was also in that mix in the summer season last 2020. Darnell Sweeney, that's a big piece of the puzzle, getting him back. Chuck Taylor, who I think you guys are going to love to see. This guy played late in the association in 20, but he's got the pedigree. We will go through that more in detail, but Joe Capietra, we get him on in the coming shows. And the greatness of Dylan Tice and his Milwaukee Milkman, who won the association in 2020. He is back. So Diaz good. Now bring back Grant Sides. Yeah, or Cody Winarski. You get those guys back. Can you imagine? Mike, you're right. Mike Martin's right. Can you imagine a Winarski, Carlos Diaz, and Grant Sides bullpen? Can you imagine? We had Sides and Winarski. Can you imagine them all going into 2020 and how you feeling? Boy, I think we're pretty much set, and doing pretty good. And what else could you hope for, right? Throwing Nick Lee at a lefty, a setup guy, you'd have a loaded fantasy bullpen in the American Association. Very good stuff. Yeah, Big Darnell, as Nate says right there. And I will give you now 6 pitchers currently on the roster. Again, Baker, Diaz, Duncan, Manoah Jr., McGraney, and Schagel. Infielders: Jordan George, Ramsey Romano, Darnell Sweeney, Dylan Tice, Chuck Taylor's your outfielder, although Sweeney does play the outfield, and so does Dylan Tice. And then Roy Morales, your catcher. That's where it stands now. I did talk to Joe a little bit 2 weeks ago. We've had a little back and forth. I'll tell you what I think the forecast is for the hot stove, what I think the forecast is. Joe tends to like to get some of the band back together, but he also likes some new blood. He likes those guys that are hungry, that want to get back to, affiliated baseball. And I think Joe is going to kind of sit around and wait, because remember, Major League Baseball just took over the MILB, and they're running the whole show out of New York now. No longer the Tampa, the St. Petersburg office. It's now in New York. So with that, there's a couple things going on here, which we're going to talk about a little bit, how it affects the league. First off, contraction. 120 teams from 160, so that's going to drop the number of jobs down. That's going to affect a lot of guys, veterans, minor league Rule 5 guys, things of that nature. The choices, what they want to do, will they go the independent route? You're going to see a lot more players in our league, in our independent leagues as well because of that. You're going to see that as the school bell goes off. Yeah, Mike says they better be winning out in the sixth inning. Good point there, Mike. Good on you there. But let's see here. But again, I I think Joe is kind of waiting around to see how things trickle down. The Rule 5 draft was this week. The minor league Rule 5 draft also went on. In case you don't know what the Rule 5 is, the Rule 5 draft is basically it's guys that have been in an organization who have been in the organization 5+ years and aren't in the 40-man roster. They're available for the Rule 5 in both the minor league phase, the AAA phase, and the big league phase. The only catch is to get a Rule 5 player, you've got to, if you claim a Rule 5 player in the big leagues anyway, you got to bring that guy onto your active roster, on your 40-man roster. So you got to clear a spot, bring him on, and if you don't keep him on the 40-man roster, you've got to offer him back to the team before, and there's a financial compensation involved there as well. But it's a little complicated. But the Rule 5, and you see it all the time, players make the Rule 5 slide through and get claimed. And there are guys who have certain mixes that fit another organization's plan that maybe, like, for example, the Royals may have a guy they claim that they need. They may need some depth for the left side of the plate or whatever. Or maybe it's a right fielder or whatever. And they go that route and claim a Rule 5 guy and put him on the 40-man roster. Maybe it's a guy they tried to acquire via trade and didn't work out before. That also happens too. Is Mason gone? Good question there. Let me put these questions up, guys. Let's see here. First off, Kevin asks, when are your guys' tryouts? Kevin, usually tryouts happened right before spring training. Now, the spring training dates have not been announced yet. My expectation is we'll have our season start mid-May. You would expect probably that first week of May, end of April-ish window for a T-Bones centric tryout. The American Association also in years gone by has had some tryouts with multiple teams. That's going on as well, usually in the March to April window. So I would say March, April, but as far as a T-Bone only tryout, you're going to see that usually that last weekend of April, first weekend of May, that whole stretch, how the calendar falls. I can look at the calendar falls for you too. Give you a better idea where that sits. That target date might be May 1. That's a Saturday. So it could be anywhere between that last week of April, which is the 26th, into that first week of May, which is the 3rd, 4th. Spring training would probably begin around that 6th or 7th. The league has not announced that yet. When we get that information, we will give it to you and be on our social channels as well. But yeah, that's a very good question. Is Mason gone, Rob? Mason is gone. Mason Davis is with the Milwaukee Milkmen. And congratulations to Milwaukee and Mason and his teammates who did win the 2020 American Association Championship. Good stuff there, but Mason had a ring. Daniel Nava, as far as I know, I spoke to Daniel back in October. He was looking for a potential winter ball job, and I know that he was looking to play obviously all the winter jobs are going to be either in the Caribbean, Mexico, or Australia. He was looking for that. I do believe Daniel will be in the mix. Whether or not he will be in Kansas City or not, I don't know. He probably, and I'm just a guess here, will get a chance to play AAA somewhere and be a non-roster invitee to a big league camp. So I would imagine once those situations have kind of matriculated and he's taken care of that, and he's either made a big league club, made a AAA roster or not, then he would probably be definitely back in the T-Bone mix. I guarantee you Joe Capietra's talked to him and has a good tab on where he is, but I imagine you'll see Nava probably in that mix for a AAA job initially, and then we'll see from there. Let's see here. And he talked about the American Association replacing let me get to that. Very good question with that. And yeah, Brad's saying stay tuned on that. And Brad, of course, with the Cleveland Railroaders. A couple things. First off, St. Paul, as it's been reported in the papers in Minnesota, online, and even in now, finally the Saints have acknowledged it, that they will be joining the AAA ranks, and they're going to be shuffling the AAA around a bit, probably even making a division that'll be St. Paul, Omaha, Des Moines, OKC in that kind of mix, it looks like. But as the school bell goes off again, as I'm doing my thing here. But St. Paul Saints will be AAA. The Twins will be will be putting their players there. That will still be, if I'm not mistaken, they'll have a small stake in the team. But I do believe the St. Paul Saints will stay with their current ownership. That franchise will leave the association. What happens to those two franchises in the association? Well, as Brad said, stay tuned. There's been some things in the works. I've heard some talk here and there. I would imagine it could involve something similar to what you saw with the Grand Prairie team, that kind of option, but maybe like we saw in 2017, the team kind of maybe road tripping it perhaps. There are also potential because remember AAA, coming into St. Paul, the Midwest League is also doing some juggling as well. The Midwest League was low A, that's South Bend, Midland, Michigan, Fort Wayne, that league, Kane County. Those teams are going to high A, Cedar Rapids. Now, that doesn't mean all those teams will have affiliates in that league. Quad Cities will be in that league, but not all those teams. I'm hearing potential that Appleton, Wisconsin could be available. So you could see some shifting of our league taking over ballparks in that Midwest League. But again, as Brad says, stay tuned. There's a lot at play here because not only is this a shell game, it's multiple. It's like 10 decks of blackjack, not just 2 or 3 or 5. It's like 10. You got a lot of cards out there. There are a lot of cards to be played here, and a lot of these different hands. We want to use the poker analogy to be played, and those will trickle down eventually. But again, we're seeing already. We saw that the remnants of what was left of the Appalachian slot. Well, the Appalachian is becoming a college development league. What's left of the New York Penn League, some of those folks, they went independent or they're going to go to another development league as well, a pre-draft league. There's going to be a new A league out in the Northwest. Again, as I mentioned, they're going to shift some things around. The South Atlantic League may flip-flop with the Carolina. But there's going to be a lot of changes going on with that as far as the way things are done. Short season leagues will not exist anymore in affiliated ball. Those are going away, except in complexes where your spring trainings are. You'll have rookie ball there. But it's all stuff kind of in the mix here. A lot of things are shifting right now. Affiliations are shifting. You may have seen the news where Wichita, which was going to be AAA, will be AA with the Twins. So there's all kinds of things up in the air. And I think when that dust settles, you're seeing it happen every day. Every day as we go along, something new happens. It was St. Paul yesterday, at Wichita this morning. You're seeing these things happen, these leagues announced. And as those things happen, you're going to see this thing kind of, and Major League Baseball is dictating the pace. Not because the association is wanting that to be the case, but really it's a smart play. Obviously, some folks are going away. You want to wait and see when the dust settles. You're going to be there. Also, I believe that's one reason this whole association, why Major League Baseball partnered with the Atlantic and the American Association and the Frontier, because of these reasons as well. There's going to be some shuffling around. Far as I know, we have no schedule out, although I do believe there's been some drafts out, but it makes sense. The schedule usually is out by now, but it makes sense because you're not sure where things are going to shake up. I do think some exciting things are ahead for the league. I think Brad would agree with me. There's some really exciting things ahead for the league overall, both in Kansas City and across the league. And there are a lot of places, once this thing settles, they're going to wind up being available, and some other things could happen. And I know that Texas still has some potential expansion plans down in the Lone Star State, also some plans other places as well. So there's a lot in the mix, and there's a lot of question marks, but their answers are coming now. They're coming every day now as we look toward 2021. So very good stuff. Brad also says, too, yes, there's no question about it, Brad, and he agrees with me. The association will flourish. There's enough out there going on, I can tell you that, and I have ultimate faith in what the leadership of the association has with both Joshua and Josh Shab and Josh Buckholz. those two gentlemen, as well as our directors. I can tell you right now, our new ownership in Kansas City with Mark Brandmeier, I know, I mean, what that group's got going on. And overall, the entire lay of the association, Pat Salvi up in KC, the folks down in Cleburne, KC, Gary, Chicagoland, the folks in Cleburne, everybody is in really good hands and coming off success this year in 2020 with Milwaukee and what Sioux Falls and Fargo pulled off. There's a lot of positive traction going forward. The new television deal that happened on streaming last summer, there's a lot of really good things going on. Looking forward, and I think, Brad, you're spot on. A lot of really good stuff there as this settles down. The association stands to gain and be in a really good position. And yes, it's one of those deals where you're a little nervous, but step back. It's not like I told you guys September of 2019. It's going to be okay. We all this league sits in a good position. And it may not adjust completely in 2021. It may be 22. But you're going to see some solid development going forward with the league. Speaking of the league, I don't guys saw this, but I want to give this to you. New rebranding of the association. How about that? How about that logo? Do you guys know Baseballism? It's a really cool baseball shop brand. They've got shops all around the country. There's one in Cooperstown. If you've, matter of fact, I was at the new ballpark, Globe Life there in Arlington about a month ago. I think Brad may have seen this too, living down in Texas. They've got a shop down there. They're all over. Baseballism is a brand. It's also it's a really cool brand for baseball, and it's who helped develop this new brand, this new logo for the American Association. That's it right there. Really good look. Really looks good. Yeah, Baseballism logo is cool. Nate's saying too. Get that up there. Yeah, there is. It is really good. I mean, it's really good looking stuff. Let me give you another one too, if you'll give me just a moment here. I have a whole file of these bad boys. Here's the TV banner, I believe. I can pull this up for you. This will be the TV banner. You're going to see. Let me bring this one down and bring this one up. Here's the association TV banner you're going to see. I'll give you guys a whole shot of that. There it is right there. So you'll see that on our what the video streams are on every season. That new logo looks really cool. Let me give you guys a full screenshot of that logo too. There we go. There it is. Let me bring this down for you. There you go. How about that? That's good looking. That is good looking right there. That is really good looking. That's going to be on the new league website, and that's all going to be what you're going to be seeing. When we talk about the league, we'll no longer see the old logo. We're going to see that. We're going to see that new logo. So those are all in play, but good to see that from the association. Let's see here. Rob says, so looking forward to the T-Bones and Joe Capietra. Have missed them so much. Wish them the best. Hey, we wish you the best. I miss you guys. It's weird because I keep saying last season, but it's been a while. It's been a while. And, I'm usually been to Kansas City and, only been home 2 months, but I've been home way too long. And I'm looking forward. I'll be up in Kansas City in 2 weeks, and I can't wait. And looking forward to hugging those baseball families' necks again and just seeing those folks. It's I told this to somebody recently, actually on my show, my Australian baseball show, Talking Baseball Australia Live. I was telling the fans over there that I've missed, I think being distant, being away from the ballpark has affected me. I mean, you miss those faces and you miss seeing those smiles and shaking the hands and just being around people they're the T-Bones family. I mean, it's been hard on me. I know Joe Capietra feels the same way. I know Morgan feels the same way, and the entire staff and family of the T-Bones. I mean, we miss that whole thing. And you got to put yourself in our shoes. Think about Mark Brandmeier, our new owner, and the staff he's assembled. We're all itching to get going, man. We want to go, but we hadn't been able to go. We want to go. We're going to sit in the tarmac of the baseball airport. We want to take off, man. We want to take off. And we're still kind of sitting there idling our engines. So, yeah, we're all in that same thing, ready to go. Ready to go. Questions and comments about any of this stuff, guys. I'm here to take them. Give me a quick last call. Programming updates. We were going to be doing a show I believe we got a couple things. First off, our off-season coverage is coming, which will be the hot stove updates, just like this. We'll give you breaking news as it happens. We'll give you the signings and get those to you on Twitter and on Facebook and on both the team Twitter, my Twitter, team Facebook as well, team website. A lot of things in the mix. We are looking forward to also doing a show from the ballpark and from Kansas City in a couple of weeks' time as well. Kind of our Christmas special, I guess you can call it. Everybody does a Christmas special, right? NBC and every network does one, right? Everybody does a Christmas special. It'll be Dan's Christmas special. I'll have to sport a Christmas sweater and something. I don't know. Maybe I'll get a pipe and I don't know, something like that. But we'll be doing that in a couple weeks. I'll give you details on that as we get closer, and I believe we'll have Joe on the show as well, and Morgan and others as we get ready. There are a lot of new faces to introduce you to as well. It's one reason I want to go to Kansas City, introduce you guys to the faces, because a lot of folks kind of forgot what went on, and we got new faces and new energy and new things going on. I want to introduce you guys to that and put the names and faces together, because we have new shout outs to give and got new folks to stop by the booth and new folks in the baseball family. We want to definitely share all that with you guys in the coming weeks. So we'll be doing that as well, and we'll be firing off some really exciting things. And again, I'm going to tell you, really good stuff coming. Really good stuff coming. Okay? It's under your tree. It's wrapped up on your tree, and I'll let you know when you can open that present. Okay? How about that? All righty. Anything else from you guys? I'm ready. I'll leave the door open for just a moment. Again, in case you missed it, Brian Ellington has signed with the T-Bones. That phenomenal arm in Ellington, time with the Marlins, most notably 6'4", 210. He's out of Florida, Gainesville, Florida native, and went to University of West Florida as well. You know what? I don't pull up his total numbers. I didn't do that, did I? Let me do that for you guys real quickly before I let you guys go. Let's see. Here we go. Let's see. His debut was in 15. He, with the Marlins, spent parts of 3. So this guy just didn't spend one day in the big leagues. He spent a total of, let's see here, 102 innings in the big leagues. Those were all, they were all in relief. He had 28 relief appearances in the big leagues, struck out 98 and 102 in the third over the course of 3 seasons, 15, 16, and 17, all those with the Marlins of Miami. So his minor league career, let's pull his career numbers up too for the big righty. Great stuff last year. He pitched most recently. He's actually pitching currently, or did pitch. I don't know if he's still pitching there. He was in Mexico for a time. He's made 2 appearances there, but I don't know if he's still there. I need to find that out. I have to find that out for you guys for the next show. But he's been going to Mexico the last couple of years, so it's not pitched in 8 games 2 years ago down there. So spent 1920s winter ball season in 2021 in Mexico in the Pacific Winter League. And last seen in as far as affiliated ball, AAA with Pawtucket and Tacoma in 19. Remember, he was in Tacoma to finish out the 19 season after leaving the T-Bones, and was in the Paw Sox AAA pen prior to coming to the T-Bones. So AAA around that time with the Kansas City T-Bones back in 2019. All right, last call. Glad you guys joined me. Appreciate it. Let me pull up the close here. I'm kind of having to scramble here as we do that. And something I say, if you guys follow me on my personal channels, you know what I say, and I firmly believe this. You know, it's a real crazy time we're in. No doubt. I mean, it's no doubt. I mean, it's been, and I mentioned a while ago, it's been hard on a lot of us just in general, trying to, just navigate what has been a crazy 2020. But I say it, I told you guys in the Steakhouse this summer, let's be kinder, let's be better, let's be better fans tomorrow than we're today. Let's be better fans. Let's be better to each other. Let's show more love, and and just keep fighting on and fighting on. We're gonna be fine. Get through this thing, be better in the end, and be better tomorrow than we were today. So virtual hugs. I love you guys. I love all you guys. Anita says, I miss Chris Colabello. By the way, last I knew, he was in that Olympic camp for the team, the Italian national team, but that all got put on hold. But I do know he's a very big part of the Italian national team and what's going on in Baseball Italy, which is outside of the Israeli national team, or is the team Israel, or the Israeli team. The Italian team is up and coming in the World Baseball rankings in the World Baseball Classic again for Tokyo next summer as well. But yeah, I miss Chris too. Great guy and a really solid dude, man. I'll tell you, solid dude. Let's put this out there. There we go. Okay. Again, I appreciate you guys, everybody stopping by. Anita, Nate, Rob, Brad Ulrich. Good to see you, mate. Brian, Rob, Kevin, Mike. Let's see who else out there. Mike as well. Karen. Who am I missing here? Ray and Kenny Matthews. Good to see you. Corey. Who else am I missing? Anyway, virtual hugs to everybody. Michael, virtual hugs to everyone. And yes, everything is on hold with that, but looking forward to getting the 2021 Olympics. And, you know, my work with Team Australia, they got their qualifiers scheduled for March, late March, to hopefully get themselves a chance to make Tokyo. But that's all still kind of in the wings, hoping that will happen for all of us. Okay, much love, virtual hugs for everybody. There we go, right there. Time to roll that close. Follow us on Twitter at the T-Bones Twitter page, as well as Instagram, Facebook. Again, a lot of good stuff coming up, and I want to thank Morgan for her help today in posting, and I thank Prince of Peace Christian School here in Carrollton, Texas, for letting me use the math classroom today. And the, his DV is doing the substitute teaching thing today, but very blessed to do that and share some T-Bone hot stove love with you guys and some breaking news here on the Steakhouse. Again, thanks you guys. Much love. Until next time, we're going to close things up and have a great rest of your week, everybody. Much love to everybody.